Hello, this is Smanto Day, and welcome to my Lessons SD lesson. Today, I have chosen a very interesting poem of a child, My Shadow, by Robert Louis Stevenson. Shadow. Now, this little child, as you see in the picture, he finds his shadow very interesting. He discovers his shadow. He plays with his shadow. He's excited about his shadow. And what does he notice? He says that the shadow goes in and out with him all the time. And it's very, very like him that he is very excited about it. That the shadow is very, very like him. From his head to his heels, from his heels up to the head. And very interesting thing which he notices that the shadow jumps before him when he jumps into the bed. The shadow jumps before him. He finds one thing very funny that the shadow has the ability to grow very fast and become very small, just like an Indian rubber ball. He says it's like an Indian rubber ball. The shadow grows very fast. Unlike children, they don't grow fast, they grow slow. Maybe that he regrets that, but then he finds that shadow can grow very fast and can also become very small and disappear. Then he finds another thing. He regrets. There's a tone in the poet that he says that the shadow doesn't have a notion of how to play with the children because he finds that many a times often the shadow fools him, often it fools him in every sort of way, and that he finds he regrets that the shadow must be knowing the child and know how to play. So now let me take you into another picture and I'll tell you what next. Now, this child, small child, you can see the pic, is a small child, but he is perhaps grown up because he thinks that his shadow is coward. All the time, the shadow sticks to him. All the time. It's something like a child sticking to the nurse, and that is shameful, he thinks. So it should not be. You find the picture, the little child behaves matured, and he doesn't like the shadow sticking to him all the time. Like a child sticks to a nurse, he compares, and he considers that shameful. Let me take another picture. Now look at this picture. Here's the child. The background shows there is no light. It's early in the morning before the sun was up. And that morning, the child got up very early. Sun was not there. It was quite dark, I presume. I tried to show you in the picture. And what does he see? He finds some buttercups, flowers, yellow flowers, and shining dew. One very interesting thing he notices, the shadow was not with him. How can the shadow be with him? Because there was no sun. But the child thought that perhaps, like an errant child, the shadow, like a sleepyhead, is lazy and has not come with him that day and was sleeping in his bed. So that is what the child thinks. Very interestingly, the poem ends there that the little child thinks that the shadow actually did not come with him that day and slept. So that's very interesting. And here I end. I'll come up with more interesting poems and other subjects. Thank you, children. Goodbye.